Bengals get a huge win over the Squeelers. Are the Bengals back? We'll talk about this coming up next on the Cincinnati podcast. Coming up on the Cincinnati podcast.
Hello, world. Cincinnati. You guys are the Yoshi creators, bro.
It's a new beginning. You know what that means, right?
But I know this, the whole NFL is scared of the Bengals.
Yeah. What's up, Who Dey Nation? What's up, Zimothy? How you doing over today, partner? I know it's been a while since we've been on here, but you know, they haven't seen us since Wednesday. How you doing, my brother? You doing good?
I've been doing really good, man. It's crazy because we've been cooking the Steelers like all over the weekend and stuff. And then like, man, this is like their Super Bowl. And I'm like, you're not like that for real. We're just clowning on you just because we just play good. Like, you're not like that. Like, I don't know. Like, I just feel good because the Bengals look good. I think the Steelers fans are so arrogant that they're like, yeah, this is your Super Bowl. I'm like, you bums don't. Y'all have had 8 quarterbacks in the last 10 quarterbacks in the last 5 years. Who do y'all think y'all are? Like, I don't know.
It was crazy. I saw the refs wanted them. When have the refs ever been on the Bengals side in this whole Bengals Steelers thing? What are they even talking about? I don't care what they're talking about because at the end of the day, it is what it is. Like, right? I don't need context. I talked to all of these AFC individuals about context because we got none last year. I don't care about your context. It's a dub. Flacco flamed you all over the field. I don't know what else to tell you. 300 Uno put Jalen Ramsey in a wash.
Ramsey, Porter,
like,
them boys had like 5 PI penalties, bro. Like, what is bro, like what would like
there was even one that wasn't called. If they want to talk about refs, there was one that wasn't called.
The T Higgins one. Though, you know what's crazy to me is like, don't you like you know you were both on AFC North shows, right? Mm-hmm. Do you ever notice like how they talk? Like they think even our fan base is guilty of this. You ever notice that they talk about Jamar Chase and T Higgins like they're normal? And it blows my mind. It's not like a Bengal fan wants to come out there and be like, bro, we're going to stump a mud hole in you and da-da-da. But literally, the only thing that we know since I've been a young kid is that we always gonna have wide receivers. And like right now, at this moment right now, these dudes and girls don't realize like, yeah, we spent $75 million on our wide receivers, and this is why. But a lot of time, you know that we play them a lot of times, and like, remember the game we was at, T. Higgins got knocked out the game, or like, it's so many little details and context that people be forgetting. But because we're Bengals fans, we don't be crying about like the injuries and stuff. But do you know how many times that the Ravens and them and the Browns have dodged like playing both of them? They've dodged them so many times. And I just thought it was crazy. Like now we're 2-0 in the division, right? But when they're both out there, it changes everything that they're thinking. And they still don't respect it. And we're in what, year 4 of this? Mm-hmm. And they just do not respect it. And it's the craziest thing in the world. It's not that a Bengal fan wants you to tell them. I think we understand as Bengal fans, like, and I'll ask your opinion, where you think we stack up. Me and Ace aren't like some homer people that just think like, bro, we're going to run the table. Like, we're going to get into the game and everything like that. But we understand, like, we're a fringe playoff team. Joe Burrow's hurt. You know, we're doing our show and everything like that. But the one thing that is unequivocally like not even a thing is like these wide receivers, you got to figure out what is your strategy to stop them. And I was just amazed coming into the game how much nobody thought about that at all on their side. And then the craziest thing is, how many times have you seen a Bengals fan talk about trading T. Higgins for picks? The craziest thing in just the icing on the cake of it is right after that, then they had to go watch George Pickens go light it up with the Cowboys right after that. Ain't that like, and so remember when I would come on the show, I'd be like, bro, I'm not about to watch T. Higgins catch bombs from Justin Herbert And like I don't care like that. I don't care what y'all talking about. Like we could be 0-16. I am not about to watch that. And I think the Steelers and the Browns are seeing in real time. Browns idiots. They traded us Joe Flacco, so they got to watch their quarterback go cook up with
They
us.
finessed us, bro. We got
They finessed
finessed. We got robbed. We got
They gotta watch. They gotta watch Baker Mayfield being an MVP candidate. They gotta watch. So it's like when you're giving up important pieces, when people start talking about getting picks and stuff, that's cool, but there is no guarantee. And I think our fan base needs to understand, like, this is real. Like, don't think that won't happen to you. So if it's a core piece like a Trey Hendrickson, bro, I don't care what it takes. I am not about to allow the Kansas City Chiefs, the Buffalo Bills, or one of them teams go and take Trey Hendrickson and be the person that, you know what I'm saying? That literally would get them over the hump. But the Steelers, in real time, if you've ever said trade T. Higgins, you get a chance to see what it looks like without George Pickens on the Steelers, one wide receiver that isn't even better than George Pickens, and then they're crying about they got to go sign Tyler Lockett. They got to go make a trade for a wide receiver too. They have no wide receivers. You watch them for a whole game, go out there with one wide receiver, keep a bunch of tight ends in, and force to throw the tight ends the whole entire time. Oh, why? Because the draft pick and Roman Wilson didn't cut out the way that, you know what I'm saying? This is a learning lesson for everybody on what happens when you leave, when you let really good players go. And I'm going to cap off this 1.2. Think about it. If you've ever said trade T. Higgins, you better not be one of them people that ever said, oh, the Bengals are stupid for letting Jesse Bates go. That's literally the same thing. Like, so you can't let those core pieces go while they're in their prime. When they get to 30 and up, I get it. But while they're in their prime, bro, like, the Steelers just got a chance to see what it looks like. You don't have another wide receiver threat. Bengals defense got some stops late in there, but I thought that they struggled with that the whole entire time, and they're going to struggle over the rest of the season. It takes you out of playoff contention if you don't have two legit wide receivers, period. In 2025, you cannot function without it.
Yeah, I thought that whole, it was kind of being overblown. Like the Bengals mismanaged the rock. I don't know where this was coming from, where at first it was like, oh, they can't pay two wide receivers. They're too cheap to do it. Then we do it. Then it's the Bengals have mismanaged their roster. What the hell are we talking about? Do we talk about A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith getting kept in Philadelphia is mismanagement of the roster? Are we talking about how Zim has come on here and showed, how many sacks had the Bengals offensive line given up since Joe Flacco has been in? Hasn't been really that many. So when you talk about, oh, the Bengals shouldn't have paid two receivers, yeah, I'd like to see that after that game that they just had against the Pittsburgh Steelers, because without those two wide receivers, even if you have Joe Flacco, I don't think that you win that game. And that's always been what the Cincinnati offense has been, and that's something that got them to a Super Bowl. So the whole talk of mismanagement, like, yeah, when you have Jake Browning throwing to them, yeah, that would make sense if he was the starter. He's not the starter. The starter is Joe Burrow. Obviously, he goes down. That is not something that the Bengals can control. And in my opinion, that's not something that you can really prepare for. And so when you get a Joe Flacco back into a system, guess what? He's able to cook with these wide receivers because you made the investment in them. This man has been playing, I think, for almost 20 years, right? He's 40. And this man said that he's receivers that can pluck the ball out of the air like Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. And he's playing with them. And this man jumped on the team and gave Jamar Chase 23 targets. And you want to talk to me about the Bengals are mismanaging their roster? How? I'm not understanding how, because right now you inserted Joe Flacco. They were able to score on offense. They just put up 30 points. They look very hot in that category right now. I think Zim posted it on the Wincy account. 7 of 8 of the last Bengals positions they have scored with Joe.
And think about it. The possession they didn't was the Yoshi. I'm sorry, it wasn't the Yoshi series because I think we got a field goal out of that. But remember the drive early in the game? We could have extended. Like we didn't really have to. More. We didn't have to punt in that game, bro. Like they're on fire.
Yeah. And I'm hearing all of this talk like Joe Flacco could do it. So Burrow is getting carried. How is Burrow getting carried when you just watched Jake Browning? You saw what the offense looked like with Jake Browning. So that was just kind of crazy. But yeah, that whole narrative of
I don't even listen to people
wide receivers not being important in a passing league. Is that really what we're saying right now?
All of that stuff, like where people trying to come up with weird agendas instead of giving the Bengals credit, I don't even listen to that stuff because like it's either you damn or you don't, like no matter what you do being a Bengals fan, and people will be like, well, here they go with the victim. Like, bro, you're literally watching these people watch a resilient team that lost their star quarterback play, not miss a beat, and you can say whatever you want. You know what I mean? Like, I'll get into my thoughts about Flacco like later in the show because I have a question I want to ask you about if Flacco remains hot. I want to say that for the end. But I just think that it's a resilient team. And let's get into the game. First of all, I wanted to go into the game and talk about the one category that our fans, and not just our fans, just anybody, they always say that the Bengals offensive line isn't going to get it right. The one thing that I think that is, it's a couple of different things that are going on. The Bengals offensive line has made a bunch of different moves throughout the years. And when you watch other teams, I've seen teams do less and I've seen teams look bad. I've also seen the Bengals do a lot, and it might not be what everybody wants, but getting Amarius Mims and Orlando Brown Jr. at the time was the number one free agent in all of football, the same all season as Jesse Bates. That is very important to note because then you got, like, you know what I'm saying? And then you got Ted Karras, who blocked for Tom Brady winning the Super Bowl. These are not scrubs. I think the scheme, we've interviewed Orlando Brown and we talked to him about the scheme, the lack of running and stuff. I think a lot of people have to embrace the fact that if you are a quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals with these two wide receivers, you're not in a position to just cook up and block it be the highest graded blocker because you're going to be faced with 40 plus dropbacks every single game. There's also things in the scheme wise that just aren't in favor of pass protection. When people get over that part, and I have my own thought about quarterbacks getting hit later in the show, I'm going to explore how we talked about like quarterbacks getting hit. But I think people have to understand that the Cincinnati Bengals aren't the only team that are passing the ball a lot. They have had a lot of missteps and a lot of bums that have come through. But I do think that this offensive line that they have right now has good depth to it. I don't think it's a top 10 offensive line or anything like that, but it is really good depth to it.
Let me ask you a follow-up to that. I just looked up the stat. What do you think that the Bengals rank in sacks allowed per game, in the last 3 games?
Got to be top 5 in the last 3 games. Because Jake Browning
they're actually 13th, bro, which is was actually pretty good. Because if you go ahead.
I was gonna say, bro, week 6, they were the 12th highest pass protecting unit. Week 7, which hasn't released yet, I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I think they were going to get rated a little bit higher. The one thing is PFF.
I might be wrong. 1, 2, 3, because they're actually tied. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're tied for 9th. They're tied for 9th in the league.
It's a top 10 unit. Top 10 unit. The one thing I will say is like a lot of PFF has not been grading them well. So although I wanted to start with the offensive line because I feel like we never get credit for our offensive line. I thought Amarius Mims in that game, he only allowed 2 pressures from TJ Watt, and he was put on the island one-on-one with TJ Watt over 25 times. So that's no chip, just straight up island ball, right? And then aside from that, there's nobody on that line that I thought got good, consistent pressure to the Steelers standard. I thought Cam Hayward got off a couple different times. Herbig did a little stunt to the inside. All that was on the inside. Everybody was very quick to talk about Orlando Brown the last couple of weeks, but our fans and other people that are viewing the Bengals offensive line need to come back and give Orlando Brown credit for not allowing anything on that side. That was the other point that I just thought, like, on the left side, I thought he locked it down. We all focus on TJ Watt, but I don't remember anybody on that left-hand side doing anything. When you look at the grading,
TJ Watt wasn't doing nothing until like that last little he was doing absolutely nothing.
he was registered for 5.4 pass rush win rate, his lowest of the whole entire season on all of those pass rush attempts that he had, over 39 attempts on pass rushes in the entire game. So Amarius Mims needs credit, but the left side needs a lot of credit too, bro. And I thought in the run game, the offensive line wasn't amazing, but they looked good. A lot of it was just Chase Brown cooking and making the correct cut. Early in the game, he had the big drop. But a lot of what they were doing was solid work and what you want to see from the offensive line.
I was just going to piggyback off of that. The receivers blocking as well with the offensive line. I know people talked about when I saw Mitchell Tinsley in there, he was blocking. He was blocking, bro. He was doing his thing. Jamar Chase was. I think that was a big difference as well in terms of them contributing to the offensive line, helping them out as well. And you get, like you said, in the run game, their best turnout. It was like the Bengals, like Chase Brown was running for 10 yards per carry. Like, that's insane, bro. The Bengals run game came alive. It seems like they were able to figure it out against the Pittsburgh Steelers. We'll see if they continue that. But like you said, offensively, this team just could not be stopped in this game, whether it was on the ground, whether it was in the trenches, whether it was Joe Flacco not knowing plays and making his own. like dude had the read option scramble that everybody talked about. Like, the way that they were just able to come out there and deliver was very mind-blowing, bro. It was like Flacco's only been on this team for a week and a half. That's it. On a short week, he's turning around on a team that he's just been with for 3 days and cooking the Steelers defense, cooking the pants off of the Steelers. Like, Jamar Chase, bro, I don't want to hear anything else about anybody talked about as wide receiver one. When I hear these spaces and all of this, they got to go to route running. They got to go to this and that. Let's just talk about who's the best receiver in the league. When we watch Randy Moss and all of that, I don't remember people talking about his route running was better than Terrell Owens or this was what he did better. Like, put the numbers up. Put the numbers up. One dude, the dude they talking to me about that's supposed to be better than Jamar Chase, I think the only thing he got in common with Uno is his TDs. He got one TD. I don't want to hear about this dude being compared to Uno when we see and wake up and see stats of him getting compared to Jerry Rice and greats, legends out here. They don't compare him to active players in the league. The numbers that he's chasing, the records that he's breaking, they are not people that are still in the NFL anymore, my boy. Like, right. We're talking about Calvin Johnson. We're talking Jerry Rice. We're talking GOAT talk. You're trying to tell me that this guy, like, what numbers doesn't Jamar have? I'm trying to understand because he's coming off of a triple crown.
Bro, they be coming up with anything. And the crazy thing is, anybody that's not like people are conditioned to be Bengals haters. If Jamar Chase was on any other team coming off the youngest triple crown of all time, this would not even be a conversation. Nobody would bring up none of these people. Like, the dude you're talking about, like, he's never even won a playoff game. You might be like, well, how's a wide receiver? If he's so great, how come he didn't? I watched Jamar Chase in his rookie season be the lead catalyst, taking his team to a Super Bowl. Yo, 4 years ago, bro, I don't care. Bro, that y'all talking about has never won a playoff game. He never even was better than Jamar at LSU. Like, let's keep it a buck. Like, he's never been better than Jamar. They only take these people like that just so later on when it's Hall of Fame time or it's anything like that, they just like to take us out those conversations. And our fan base being super nice is always like, man, you know what? The only person that would bring, bro, no other fan base is doing that. No other fan base is doing that. A Viking fan will tell you right now is this dude, and that's it. That's it. They're not respecting Chase. They're not telling you Chase is like that. They're not going to do that unless they're an LSU transplant. Their fan base is telling you that he's the best. He's had less than quarterbacks. They will do anything to diminish your wide receivers. And it's been like that since the beginning of time. When Ocho played, AJ Green played, everything, all Fitzgerald people, I remember like it was yesterday because that's when I first started my social media campaign, is that they would tell me about, oh, AJ Green is one of them. If I use the hypothetical, if he had a Joe Burrow, we would not even be like AJ Green wouldn't even be talked about like how people talk about him like right now. Like he really would be a shoo-in Hall of Fame guy. But you know what I'm saying? It's just crazy how
Hall of Famer. I'm gonna
they
say that.
do. Ocho should. Once Andre Johnson got in, once Andre Johnson got in, I wasn't a big let's let Ocho in the Hall of Fame at the very beginning of this. I wasn't because I was going off of numbers. But once Andre Johnson got in, I was like, oh nah, you gotta get Ocho in and you gotta get AJ Green in.
But the thing was, my thing with Ocho was he was always leading the AFC in receiving. How could you put Marvin Harrison in there and he played the same time as Ocho? Ocho was leading the AFC in receiving. Last time I checked, Marvin Harrison played in the AFC. Like we're talking the prime years. Like Ocho was like that, bro. Like I get, like if you're like you just said, you say Andre Johnson. You know who else I say? If you're gonna put Calvin Johnson in there, who also didn't have a long career, how could you not put Ocho Cinco in there? I don't understand that, bro. And like
I feel like Calvin Johnson was super dominant though. He was
dominant, but so was Ocho. Like Ocho was dominant in the AFC. Like it was never a time where you couldn't say Ocho wasn't a top 3 receiver in his time period. Like,
and he had the 8 season. Yeah, he had the 6 season, and I think AB had the 8 season. It would to me, there are real arguments over the other people, but we're also saying that our guys should get in, their guys should get in. We're all
everybody should be in.
All those people that we're naming should all get in. The problem that I have though with the whole Chase conversation is it's very clear. Like getting 23 targets is insane. And so from an outside perspective, you're probably looking at that like, oh well, they just forfeiting it. No, like your favorite wide receiver wouldn't get open 23 times, and your quarterback would have thrown a bunch of picks because at that point, you know, like. Teams would key in on it. Jamar Chase is crazy where he could be a possession receiver. He could be a slot wide receiver. He could be a screen merchant, which we just saw in this past game.
He could be a running back.
And because the threat of those things are there, you still have to keep it honest on the deep ball because we just seen him get a bomb last week. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's nothing you could do. All of those other people that we're talking about, those are great wide receivers. I just never seen nobody that I think just could do all of. I think Steve Smith, to me, I'm not saying that he's Jamar Chase's like level, but he's one wide receiver I could think of that just actually just ran every single route, could take, the underneath yak, take the deep bomb. There aren't that many receivers that are like that because even when you talk about Calvin and Randy, it's like deep passes. AJ Green is deep passes. It's like, Jamar Chase is just very special. Even when I watch Justin Jefferson, he could do a lot of stuff, but he's not stronger than Jamar Chase at any of those points. And I almost, when you watch him, I almost feel like he's kind of like Lamar, where he's just trying to avoid contact. Jamar Chase is like putting his shoulders down, trucking people. He's blocking people like crazy. Like he's insane. But
what I hate is they try to make it seem like he's like a Percy Harvin, like he can't run routes, but he could do all of that stuff. And I'm like, nah, he's
another thing.
Routes, bro.
That's another thing. We are not talking about his route running enough.
No,
somebody said that to me the other day. They was like, bro, that route that he put on. Remember the route that he just cooked bro up? What was that like? He got so many plays, it's hard to keep up. Remember the joint where he just had somebody just it was later in the game. Was that the Lions game? And he beat the dude on the sideline, gave him a little in and out.
That
was disgusting. All of his bro, that Ravens game from last year, both of them, but the disgusting. His routes are crazy. That Lions double move last week though, or 2 weeks ago now. If Joe Flacco was playing in that game, the Bengals would have won that
package, bro.
Joe Flacco would have won that game.
We're not gonna act like just because Jamar Chase can do all of these different things that he's not a great route runner, because that's the excuse that I hear people make, and I'm like, it's simply not true. Like, I don't know what film y'all are watching, I don't know what y'all are saying, but it's simply not true.
You know what made me so like just playing cornerback in high school and everything, and just watching this game is the one thing I will give the Pittsburgh the credit for is identifying how stupid their defense was in playing Jamar in that game. Because if I'm them, at some point, I do have Jalen Ramsey. I wouldn't do this with Slate, and I do got Joey Porter. At no point do I think, and I've rewatched this game, at no point were they playing him in press man. They were playing a lot of catch man where you're 5 yards off. And if y'all don't know, when you're in catch man, your job is to like keep active feet and mirror the route. And then when they go into their release, then you go and clamp at the point of when they're going to go into their break, which is something that, I used to be better at than punching at the line of scrimmage. Because generally, like when you have guys that aren't as strong, like CCB is going to press you and jam you at the line of scrimmage. I thought that Jalen Ramsey and Joey Porter would do that a lot more, and they never did it. And the crazy thing to me is like Joe Flacco was like, okay, bet you're going to play 5 yards out. Even if I have a run, I'm just going ball out, go to this dude, whatever. We killed them with screens, hit them with hot routes and smoke routes, which you could just call right at the line of scrimmage and get out of run plays. So somebody like me is like, hold up, why we not running more? Joe Flacco's watching them play 5 yards out, and he's just like, all right, bet. The irony is, if anybody remembers this is how you know if you're a real Bengals fan. When we were playing the Steelers in the game, the Le'Veon Bell torn ACL game, if y'all remember in that game, early in that game, they did the same thing. They threw a smoke route to AJ Green like 4 or 5 times at the beginning of that game. If you go back and watch that game, they come to the line of scrimmage, guys playing off of them. Tomlin refused to play them in press man. Early in that game, smoke route over and over. AJ Green would just break one tackle and then go get 8 yards. And that's exactly what the Bengals just did on Thursday night. And these people that represent the Steelers, all these people that said that they're going to beat the Bengals up, they just are arrogant to not respect. This is the best wide receiver, the best duo in football. T. Higgins, we just talked about so much about Jamar Chase. T. Higgins went crazy on them too. Ramsey couldn't check him either.
At all. I mean, T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, that's what we opened the show about. Them two dudes, look what they just did to Jalen Ramsey again. We told you this was going to happen. I don't know why Steelers fans got excited. Darius Slay got cooked by Yoshi. Chase Brown was cooking. We talked a lot about the offense, and I don't want to – Noah Fant got the touchdown. We talked about him. Joe Flacco doing his thing. But the defense, I'm getting 2005 vibes, bro. I'm getting 2005 vibes when it comes to being able to create turnovers, like from a defensive perspective, because that's all this defense is able to do. And I honestly went into this game like Aaron Rodgers is not an easy person to get interceptions on. Like I hope we know that, right? Like Aaron Rodgers was known for his low interception count. It was even rumored that some people said that he wouldn't make certain passes because he thought that it would be an interception. So to try to essentially pad his stats and stuff, a lot of people said he did that MVP year. So for them to get not one but two, and DJ the Burner Turner was cooking them, bro. Like, I'm sorry, bro. I just saw this on Twitter. Forced incompletions, he is first in the league. Forced incompletion percentage, he's first in the league. Pass breakups, he's first in the league. Interceptions, he's first in the league. NFL passer rating, he's third in the league. Reception percentage allowed, he is third in the league. DJ Turner is playing out of his mind right now, and he's a big part of this defense. Jordan Battle, a lot of people got on him. Jordan Battle had another interception in this one in a key spot. He almost got up and took it to the crib, but oh, my bad, bro. DJ Turner, Jordan Battle. Let's talk about the rookie. He also had led with tackles. I know Demetrius Knight got benched in this one, but Barrett Carter had a really good game. I mean, the only thing that lacked was the pass rush, and it just seemed like at some points there were some blown coverages and stuff like that. So the defense wasn't perfect, but that's why I said it's 2005 vibes, because they were able to create turnovers and get an offense back the ball when they needed it.
Right. I feel like you're a lot. I didn't expect this take from you because I feel like you went really easy on them. I'm gonna tell you this. I'm a little harder on the defense than what you are right now. I think that if the defense would just like, bro, 3rd and 18 touchdown, like what? Geno Stone gave up two. They're probably two of the worst safety plays I've ever seen. It was like he was guarding the sideline for what? Like if you're in cover 2, you had to take the safety responsibility is you're taking both of those routes. I don't know what makes him undercut these routes. You could say it was blown. I just think it was stupidity. Like he did help out on the DJ Turner pick and did help dislodge the football and stuff like that. But I'm gonna tell you, I would come on this show if they would. Now, this might look very different with Trey Hendrickson. I will give them credit for that too. But if they would just make some key stops in those points, like those 3rd and 18s and stuff like that, I would come on the show and I'd be like, yeah, the Bengals are going to win the division. I would confidently say that, but I do not trust them. And the difference is last year, they would make some stops, and then I was always like, well, Joe Burrow got to close it out. I don't think I'm going to have that problem with Flacco, bro. I really don't. I think that the Bengals defense has not shown me that they're able to stop anything. And the reason why T. Higgins slides at the end is because he's like, bro, there's no way I'm giving the ball back to them. Even with 7 seconds left. Like I thought we were going to win the game. I don't even think they played the Hail Mary correct. Like that joint was a little too, whatever for my blood. Like throughout that game, the lack of pass rush, Shamar Stewart played 22 snaps in this game. It was nothing. Absolutely nothing. For a first-round pick, unacceptable. Miles Murphy, I ain't see him not once. You talked about Bro getting benched, Knight getting benched. Like, bro, this is a dude that we done skipped out. I told you this early on the phone. Jahad Campbell is a candidate for Defensive Player of the Year. He was on the board, and you didn't get him, and you knew you needed a linebacker, and the linebacker that you just drafted, you playing them, and I get it. I like playing the young guys early because I think these are growing pains, and I think later on we'll be fine. I really do. But as of right now, today, October, whatever the heck, October 20th, I don't know about them, bro. I cannot believe that they look like that without Trey Hendrickson. They did make a couple different stops, but the lack of pressure and the only guy that got pressure was Osai. That can't be like your formula. Like the quarterbacks in this league that will cook that up are better than Aaron Rodgers, that will maneuver around, that are bigger, stronger, maybe don't have the name, but like some of these guys, like even like a Jacoby Brissett that doesn't go down easy, like when you play the Cardinals, like I'm telling you right now, like those are guys that will cook up. And think about it. They let Aaron Rodgers run around on the first one, 8.5 seconds. And then later on, that 3rd and 18 it hurt my soul. And then at the end, Geno Stone does the same stupid thing that he did the time.
Yo, your mic just cut off.
My bad. Anytime that Aaron Rodgers saw cover 2, he just nothing. Okay.
Nah, it's like your mic transformed, kind of like the defense. It just. But yeah, like I think what Zim is saying is valid. I'm not saying that the defense was perfect, but I think they had criticism. I just think when I talk about 2005 vibes, I'm like 2005 wasn't a great defense, but they were great at forcing turnovers. And it's clear that they're not the same unit. He is right. Like it's clear that they're not the same unit without Trey Hendrickson. They're definitely giving it up. Like he talked about, that play was unacceptable. Missed tackles are unacceptable. They were letting Rodgers cook, not gonna lie. They were letting Rodgers cook. You guys are right. 3rd and 11, 3rd and 18. Yeah, he did sound like a truck driver. But yeah, man. I understand where he's coming from. I'm glad that we could have both perspectives because I don't think that he's wrong at all. Like that was unacceptable for them to play like that. Like I can like the interceptions and the force plays that they had, but he is right. Like they were giving it up. Go ahead, bro.
They were giving it up, bro. Like I think that you led with the good positives, and I do believe this growing pains. I'm hoping that they're having these issues now, but somebody like Geno Stone, that's not growing pains. I will call Chauncey Gardner-Johnson right now and get somebody in there. Like, and I'm another person that is escaping criticism. I thought Dax Hill had one of the worst games as a Bengal in this game. DJ Turner was cooking. It didn't think about this. CTB is a healthy scratch. But you know who was getting cooked and Jalen Warren's scrambling him up on the sideline was Josh Newton. So even the guy that came in for Cam, bro, I don't know, bro. I just, that's the one thing. This is a wicked year for the AFC North because none of these defenses I trust outside of the Browns, but the Browns offense, you know what I mean? And then the Steelers, like watching them, they'll probably do really good against teams that don't have wide receivers, but I think everybody find out like what's up with them. All these teams are flawed. The Bengals pass rush, if the pass rush is there, I think that I'm hoping that the secondary looks better. But the last thing
we should trade Trey Hendrickson, Zim, right? We should trade Trey Hendrickson, right?
Hey, brother, I'm here to tell you, I don't care what direction you want to go with this Bengals team moving forward. I don't care if you scrap the whole team. You got to have something on that side of the ball. The only person that you're going to pay is Dax Hill, who already picked up his fifth-year option, so that's not even a crazy extension. Then you got DJ Turner now that's emerging. Outside of that, you're not paying Miles Murphy. You're not going to pay like some of these other guys. Trey Henderson need to just retire a Bengal, bro, straight up. He said he want to be here and everything like that. I don't care if you scrap the whole team. That's the one guy that just got to be there on that side of the ball. He's the best closer in football. I think this game might have looked a little different with him, so I'm not going to totally act like that isn't a real thing. But, bro, I just don't see anything on that side of the ball that right now is very encouraging. For a first-round talent in Shamar Stewart, I know it was only 22 snaps, but for him to be just like nothing, and then we're watching Will Johnson cook up, play super good coverage, watching Jahad Campbell be a candidate for Defensive Player of the Year, all of these different guys that are around there that were on the board that they could have got, it does make me be like, all right, come on, Shamar, you got to step it up. I still believe in the kid. I think that he will benefit from Trey Hendrickson a lot, for sure.
Do you think it was tough just for him coming back, like off all of those weeks off, coming back from the injury? You think that
Sure, but bro, Broderick Jones and all these dudes, they're slow. Bro, you got to be athletic. At times, to me, he looks like he's a little out of place, unsure what to do, and you can't play hesitant. You got to let your athleticism shine if you're going to be that level of an athlete. And to me, you know this from watching the kids that we coach, play sports and all these different things. Athletes got to just be athletes. Sometimes it'd be dudes playing basketball on teams that don't really know how to dribble a ball, but they'll come out that joint getting crazy rebounds, all type of stuff, because they're just athletes. And when you're an athlete of that level, to have a game where you're just like just air and clouds, like I just didn't see him at all. Like, you know what I mean? So like that does worry me a little bit. You know what I mean? So I'm not as positive, I think, as you on the defense, but I do believe I rather them suck now. So then when I get to week 13, 14, suck on the football field and not be good football players. Then while week 13, 14, then I'm at least saying, well, I at least know what I got from this guy. I could Tyson Anderson, what you got? You know what I mean? Like I don't got to do this song and dance, but I'm telling you right now, I would sign somebody that's been at a championship level that knows how to diagnose and knows how to react. I would sign Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. And if he's a locker room cancer, so be it. Like I would sign him right now and let him get a lot of these snaps. Like, I don't know. I just that's the one thing that scares me about them moving forward. I'm not as worried, of course, about the offense. I know the offense isn't going to look that spectacular every week, but I think if you throw the ball 30-something times or 30-something times to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, good things happen. I think it's impossible to throw under 250 if you throw to those two guys that many times. It's just impossible. And I think that's what Flacco came in and was probably looking at Jake Brown like, you idiot, why you ain't just throw it to them?
Yeah, I think the bottom line is Bengals are 2-0 in the division. They now sit at 3-4 with the Jets upcoming. They end up being on a quick, like, small bye, so they're about to be able to uh make a run, bro. And that's what's crazy to me. I'm hearing about the Ravens more than I am about the Bengals. Like, what the hell are we talking about? The Ravens are in the basement right now. Like, I don't care what the schedule say. I don't care what people think that they could have a good take on. The Ravens aren't done. Vegas feels like the Ravens aren't done. Just look at yesterday, bro. I'm not wishing injuries on nobody, but who could have told you that all of those backup quarterbacks would be in? You can't tell the future. There's no crystal ball. I have way more faith in a Bengals team with Joe Flacco that has showed some promise that's 2-0 in the division when the Steelers have a tough stretch of games ahead. And that doesn't mean that the Steelers are going to lose those games, right? But at the end of the day, like, nobody knows what's going on. These people try to be savants and all of it. The Ravens are going to the playoff. All right, bro, they're 1-5. So if they go 1-6, we're still going to be clamoring for them. Like, come on, bro. Like, to me, this Bengals team looks like if they wake up on offense, they can do some things. They just showed you that they could be a good Steelers team. I think that they could beat a Jets team. I think that they could possibly beat a Bears team. Like, that's where it starts at. And I don't think that this team is done. I think that when it comes to the losses that they have, not a lot of them are in the AFC, right? So they got a lot of NFC losses. And those things are going to matter when it comes down to it. I'm just tired of hearing that everybody else has a chance but the Bengals. And I'm like, I think that that's crazy because are we not watching the same thing? Like, what? I don't understand what's going on right now where people are giving a 1-5 team more of a chance than a team that's 3-4 getting ready to play the Jets. Like, I don't. Am I missing something here? Is there something that I'm missing? Is there a disconnect? Because I'm not understanding it. Like, and from all indications, like Joe Burrow was on the sidelines, he's trying to come back. So we're trying to win games. We're trying to get back to a point where in Joe Burrow, they said he's already on target for December, right? They confirmed that. Like, I don't know what we're talking about here, where we're talking about another team that's 1-5, that's last in the division right now, has a better chance than the Bengals, who are second in the division and just beat the leader of the division. It don't
Right.
The math isn't mathing for me.
It's not. Nah, I'm with you. I wanted to ask you. This is the question I was talking about earlier in the show. I want to see something. If Joe Flacco goes on a run, right, and he wins, let's say 6 games straight or something like that, and Burrow says he's ready to come back mid-December, who you playing?
I'm playing Joe Burrow. I know that I was in the minority with this. Like, even if Joe Burrow, you have to wait until round 1 of the playoffs. Love you, Joe Flacco. Appreciate everything you did. I'm going Joe Burrow.
I'm going Flacco. I'm going Flacco, bro.
I'm going Joe Burrow, bro.
I feel you. I'd rather go down that's his team. He's the guy. This is crazy. I'm saying that because they call me the #1 Joe Burrow glazer on the net. But if Flacco is on a stretch and he's like on a 6 game, you know how Burrow would be coming back early in the
we had this conversation on the phone and I brought up to you because yes, there has been years where Joe Burrow has come back and not been on fire. But remember, I told you 2021, yeah, he had like a 200-yard, 2-touchdown game, no picks, came back, did his thing. Don't forget, against the Vikings, he was cooking in that game. For me, bro, I gotta put 9 out there. There's no way that I'm not.
But why? But if Flacco is cooking, because to me, this is what I always try to I always say is like I'm all about winning. If Flacco is cooking,
do you
like
subscribe to Nineism or have you abandoned?
I do subscribe to Nineism, but Nineism is a way of life. Nineism is about winning and doing whatever it takes to win. Nineism is no, Nineism is a thought process. So Nineism is what Joe Burrow installed in my brain down 21, 3. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like that's when I realized that Joey B parted the Red Sea. But it doesn't mean that Joey B is the only person that could do it. I'm gonna tell you, this guy Joey Calm right? If
Mhm.
he has this thing with him where when he's playing, I'm telling you, he does not care about what is going on around him or whatever. And I see how he won a Super Bowl with the Ravens. I see it because think about it. All that time, I've always said, like, bro, he just went on this crazy insanity run, which is true. But he has all the makeups of what it would take. Like, even early in that game, remember the 3rd and 14 that he threw to T. Higgins, like anticipatory throw? He's got a lot of the things. And I'm just saying, if he's on a win streak, Joey B's my guy, you know? But if
Sure. So say he goes out. say he goes out and he throws for 300 in that first round of the playoffs. Are you putting Joe Burrow back in? Or are you saying I'm riding with Flacco? That's
hold on. You saying that Joey B come back and throw for 300?
No. Let's say we live in your world. Joey Flacco gets named the starter because they're not sure if Joe's gonna be ready to go, right? So they go Flacco divisional round. Let's say they playing somebody they think that they could beat, right? Let's say it's Joe Flacco versus Steelers again, right?
Cooking.
Let's say he throws 300 on them. He wins the game. Are you going back to Burrow then? Or are you gonna ride Joe Flacco throughout the playoffs? Or are you gonna pause? Or are you gonna go with Joey B?
I'm looking at Purdy right now with his toe. I've seen people like Jack Lambert. You know the reason why Jack Lambert quit football is turf toe. I've seen athletes talk about their toe has never been the same again. If this dude Flacco is throwing for 300 a game and we on a win streak, 6-7 game win streak going into December,
you going all the way.
Joey flop. Straight up, bro. Straight up, bro. I don't if I'm winning like that way, why do I gotta Hey, how about this? I think we got the video, we got the clip. And we're gonna ask the internet, and we need everybody to make sure y'all retweet this. We need to ask.
We cannot ask Joe to rehab and do all that, bro. To be like Flacco.
Hey, hold on. What wasn't a lot of people saying that we kind of rushing it?
Some people were. I mean, it is. So I've heard two different things. Now I have to confirm. I'm not a doctor. So I got to get confirmation on this, but I have heard some people either say there's a big chance for him to possibly risk injury, and then I've heard people say that it's a minimal chance. So if you know the answer to that, if you got any sources or anything, please drop that in the chat. I'm not sure, but if it's a chance that the re-aggravation or something like that is a high chance, that's the only way I can see it. But I can't.
Can I say? But can I say this though? Joey Flacco took over a team at 2-4, and if this dude wins 10 games or something in a season, you about to just give him the DJ Jazzy Fresh kick out the door from Fresh Prince or whatever. Just kick him right out and be like, "Yep, we don't need you no more." And then Joe Burrow come in that joint cold. I don't know, bro.
I'm telling you. All right,
no, bro.
What do you think Joe Burrow's numbers was in that Minnesota game when he came back and we went to a bowl? What do you think his numbers were in that game? I'm gonna tell you.
I'm sure they were outstanding, man.
He was 20 of 27, 261 yards, 74% completion rate, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, had a long pass of 50, which was that bomb to chase, 128.8 passer rating, and was still sacked 5 times in that game. So I would, but to your point, when you're talking about that Browns game when it was raining and he was coming off of the injury, it wasn't.
Bro, that was ugly. I'm gonna tell you.
I'm taking a gamble, bro.
I'm telling you, that game was ugly. You know, the other game that was ugly too was that Titans joint. The only time Derrick Henry ever got out on us, that was ugly too. He shouldn't have played in that. That was the reason why everybody said he shouldn't have played in that Rams game. You remember that? Like when we were about to go like 0-3 or something. So then he played in the Rams game. Like Joey takes time. He's a reps guy. But I think the natural. I just thought it was an interesting question. I think the natural thing is going to happen and it's going to present itself like throughout the season. I think like Flacco or something like that just maybe isn't doing what he's just did, and this isn't a real piece. But what I was saying is like if Bro was throwing for 340 and he just took you from 2-4 and then say something crazy like we went 10.
Okay, so
that's kind of nuts to be like, bro.
If we won 10 and he was winning those Ravens games, Bills games,
very possible.
You might have
very possible, bro. The Ravens defense. I
don't know, bro. It's
look, bro. If Joey Flock play like how he just played on Thursday, he will put 500 on the Ravens, bro. You're gonna look at him so different. If he play like how he just played, 500. They're like, I don't like their corners like against him, like Wiggins, like little Wiggins against Jamar in space is like the Darius Slay matchup to me. And then Marlon isn't the same as he used to be, even though I still respect him. And then on the other side, like Cheeto or T, like what you like, I don't know. I don't see it. And then the kid that they brought in, what's your boy from Packers?
Jair Alexander.
He's giving it up like a whorehouse. He's open, like everybody's getting like, bro got the highest passer rating and the most yards per reception in the whole National Football League.
Is he gonna play? That's like Kenzie said.
Please let him play. Like that's the guy you want to play. I think at this stage in his career, I think he's better than Ramsey. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, bro, if Flacco playing like that, and think about the Bills, like their secondary, like they bring in Poyer out from home. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, there's some secondaries out here. If Joe Flacco played like what he just did, which is very possible, I think he could put numbers on a lot of people. And if you remember 2023, when the Browns actually did have like Amari and then whatever, he was cooking. But we would sleep because we don't respect the Browns. Now that he got Jamar and T, he said at the post-game show, he's like, man, I'm on the phone with my dad just thinking about how absurd it is. I got these dudes. 18 years later, bro, ain't never had no weapons like this. I done seen him win a Super Bowl with less than this. Like, this is crazy, bro. If in the way that he navigates in the pocket is really cool. Burrow, I know, is way more talented.
I'm gonna be real, man. Ain't no rap bird about the clip me saying that I'd rather have Flacco over Joe.
I didn't say I'd rather have Flacco. I just said I said if bro is still throwing 300, and I also said the natural.
They ain't gonna catch me being Waco Flacco for Flacco. But I get what you're saying. I'm just playing, bro. I'm just trolling.
Yeah. No,
but yeah. I mean, I think it's a good point.
Somebody said Jair is worse than OnlyFans. that's all. Hey, dog, this is crazy. Dog, the AFC North. Hey, this is a fun year. I want everybody to enjoy.
It's a good storyline. It's a great storyline.
It's a really good storyline. The AFC North could go any type of way. I think only one team might go out the whole North. Because when you go look at like the Broncos and Chiefs in their division and potentially the Chargers, you know what I'm saying? This could go real crazy, bro. It might only be one. I might have to bring back that old shirt I made. There's only one. The North one where I had the bodies on it. There can only be one, bro. And I feel like bro got the ingredients. If the defense can just stop them on 3rd-18 and 3rd-11, then I say, yeah, it's all me. But until I see that, I just don't know. I think that they need to convincingly. I don't really care how they beat the Jets. It could be by 1 point. I don't care. I watch all these other teams take their victory and just run with it. Like I could care less, bro. If they win by 1, I don't want to hear nobody tell me, oh man, they should have beat it. Like, listen, I do not care, bro. At the end of the day, if they win the game, just like week 1 and week 2, this is how we ended up in this spot. If we can just get the dubs, bro, I'm not tripping. Good teams figure out ways to win tight games, so it doesn't really matter how you win it. You don't get style points in the NFL. And what I was telling you on the phone, if the Ravens lose this game coming up and they go 1-6, I think it's all us, bro. Straight up. Like I think the Steelers might have success against other people like that, but I don't know. Trey Hendrickson come back for that game. I think the next time we play them looks a little different.
Facts, for sure. Well, appreciate you guys so much for tuning in. We will be back.
Hold up, Midwest.
To break it down. But before we get out of here, we're going to toss it to our friends at Midwest Best Barbecue.
Now they call T. Higgins, or you say number 5s. Either way, you'll be winning. It's them hot honey lemon peppers. Now they call T. Higgins, or you say number 5s. Either way, you'll be winning. It's them hot honey lemon peppers. Now they call T. Higgins, or you say number 5s. Either way, you'll be winning. And much love to Mama T, Uno and CTB. MB's got Bengals wings, and now we just added T's. 9 to 5 winning things. Gritty for Uno wings. We say yes, Sirski now. Like Aces and be saying that T got them new wings. Only at MB's. Honey lemon peppers. Now you can call them T's. Honey lemon peppers. Now they call T. Higgins. Or you say number 5s. Either way, you'll be winning. It's them honey lemon peppers. Now they call T. Higgins. Or you say number 5.
That was nice. I ain't gonna lie.
669 Justice Court in Loveland, Ohio. Let them know Ace and Zim sent you in there. Make sure that you get your wings. Make sure that you get your brisket fries. Make sure that you get your barbecue. Make sure that you get all of that at Midwest Best Barbecue. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This has been the Cincinnati Podcast. We will see you guys next time.
Steeler Pack
coming up on the Cincinnati Podcast.
Hello, world. Cincinnati. You guys are the Yoshi creators, bro.
It's a new beginning. You know what that means, right?
But I know this, the whole NFL is scared of the Bengals.